Consistency beats every smart strategy. Most people believe the reason they're not making consistent extra income is because they haven't found the right strategy yet. The smarter strategy, the faster strategy, the one that actually works. So they keep searching new ideas, new systems, new opportunities. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The problem is usually not the strategy, it's consistency. And once you see this clearly, it completely changes how you approach building extra income. Let me explain. A while back, I noticed something interesting about how professionals approach making money outside their job. Not what they choose, but how they execute. One person would find a smart opportunity, something promising, maybe trading, maybe starting a small online business, maybe even something offline like a small weekend catering setup or reselling products locally. They would go all in, research everything, learn fast, put in effort, but only for a short time. Because after a few weeks, something would change. Work gets busy, energy drops, results are not immediate, and slowly they stop. Now compare that with someone else. This person doesn't chase the smartest strategy. No. They choose something simple. Maybe they review markets for 30 minutes every evening. Maybe they run a small side operation like supplying office snacks weekly. Maybe they manage a small online service consistently. Nothing fancy, nothing exciting, but they show up. Same time, same process, same structure. Every week, fast forward a few months, and the difference becomes obvious. Not because one person was smarter, but because one person stayed consistent and the other didn't. That's when something clicked. Smart strategies don't win. Consistent execution does, because a strategy only works if it's applied repeatedly. And this is where most people go wrong. They overvalue intelligence and undervalue repetition. Let's break this down. A smart strategy often feels powerful. It gives you confidence. It feels like you found an edge, but it also comes with something hidden: complexity. More decisions, more variables, more things to think about, and thinking requires energy. Now think about your day: work, meetings, deadlines, emails, problem solving. By the time evening comes, your mental energy is already low. So when your extra income strategy requires constant thinking, you don't stay consistent. Not because you're incapable, but because the system is too demanding. And this is why simple systems often outperform smart ones, because they are easier to repeat. Think about something simple: going to the gym. A complicated workout plan might be optimal, but if you can't follow it consistently, it doesn't work. A simple routine done regularly produces better results. Income works the same way. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Most people don't fail because they choose the wrong strategy. No. They fail because they keep switching strategies. And every time you switch, you reset progress. New learning curve, new mistakes, new uncertainty. So even after months, nothing compounds. It's like starting over again and again. And this creates the illusion that nothing works. Imagine. But the truth is, nothing was given enough time to work. This is why consistency is so powerful, because consistency creates compounding. Small actions repeated over time, building on each other. And once that process starts, results begin to accelerate. But here's the part most people struggle with. Consistency is not exciting, it's repetitive, sometimes boring, sometimes slow, and that's exactly why it works. Because most people don't stay long enough to benefit from it. There's a scene in The Karate Kid where Daniel is frustrated. He's doing simple tasks, waxing cars, painting fences. Imagine, it feels pointless until he realizes these repetitions are building skill the entire time. Income systems work the same way. What looks simple is often what produces results. Now, this is exactly why I built the 3C trader method around consistency, not complexity. Because working professionals don't need more information, they need something they can repeat. And that comes down to three things: clarity, control, consistency. Clarity removes confusion. Instead of asking, what should I do today? You already know: one system, one process. Control removes emotional decisions. You're not reacting to everything. You follow rules: when to act, when not to act, how much time to use. And once those two are in place, consistency becomes easier, because the system no longer depends on how you feel. And that's the real advantage, because motivation comes and goes, energy goes up and down, but a structured system continues, even on busy days, even when you're tired. And that's when progress becomes predictable. Let me simplify this. One person spends hours trying to find the perfect strategy, switches often, experiments constantly. Another person chooses a simple system, executes daily, follows structure. 6 months later, the second person is almost always ahead. Not because they worked harder, no. Not because they were smarter, but because they stayed consistent. And consistency compounds. So if you've been feeling stuck, like you haven't found the right strategy yet, this might be the shift. Stop asking, what's the smartest way to make money? Start asking, what can I repeat consistently? Because the goal is not to impress yourself today. The goal is to build something that works tomorrow and the next day and the next. That's how results are built: quietly, predictably, through repetition. And once you understand this, everything changes, because you stop chasing better strategies and start executing better systems. And that's when extra income stops feeling random and starts becoming reliable. In the end, it's not the smartest strategy that wins. It's the one you can stick to. Because consistency beats every smart strategy every single time.